Hello there, it's Tara Palaki here, and today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a technique called Kapalbhati Breathing or pranayama, and it's a really wonderful breathing technique to help charge up this particular area in your body, but also when you start to supercharge this area, which is like your solar plexus area and your solar plexus chakra, it starts to generate some warmth within the body. It starts to generate energy within the body. And then that energy that you start to generate can be used to help you feel more revitalized, can help you feel more motivated and inspired if perhaps you've been feeling a bit sluggish lately. But it also is this amazing center that when you start to fire it up, it starts to provide a beautiful fire to help open up your heart. If you can imagine, then it sits there underneath your heart space. You've created this vitality, you've created this fire, then it starts to stimulate your heart's desires. And this becomes such a wonderful practice to really help you open up, start to really connect in with that vitality, and to start creating that fire for your heart's desires to start bringing and expressing those out into the world. And it's also a really great breath if you found yourself very sluggish, very heavy, and perhaps going a little bit stagnant with your energy, then this helps to really activate you, awaken you and your energy. So I invite you to come and sit either cross-legged. I'm sitting at the moment on my heels, but I want you to get comfortable. I would suggest it's either one of those. You could sit at a seat, but I want you to have a long spine. I want you to be able to sit up tall when you're doing this these breathing exercise, because you're going to be wanting your body to be able to expand. You're going to want your body to be able to open up to take in the breath. And to do that, you need to be sitting up tall. You need to have this long spine so that you can really connect and awaken your breath. The exercise I'm going to take you through, we're going to do 3 rounds, and you're going to have a pause in between. So that pause is where you can return back to your usual breath. The pause is where you can just let your body be again and just connect in with an everyday breath, as it were. And then what you'll notice is that when we're in the pranayama, the Kapalbhati, it's a very active breath. So that's why I'm going to give you the breaks, as it were, because that way that gives you the chance to kind of reset and refocus. What I will say is that this is a very powerful breath, and you might feel a little bit dizzy. If you start to feel dizzy during the practice, then I suggest that you stop. Again, afterwards, don't just get up and carry on with your day. Do sit with this breath for a few moments afterwards. Allow yourself to integrate the energy that you started to create. Allow yourself space to be able to let the energy resettle again. And especially if you are feeling a little bit lightheaded or dizzy, then certainly I would suggest that you stay present until you start to feel a little bit more centered and grounded. So to begin, I'm going to invite you to work with an essential oil to start with this, because I believe essential oils are so powerful in being able to bring us back to ourselves. Now, if you're a client of mine, you may already have an essential oil or a blend that you're working with. I invite you to use that right now. Otherwise, there's some blends that I've been working with recently that I found that have been super awesome to work with for the Kapalbhati breathing. The first blend is geranium and clary sage. So what you want to do is put a drop of each on your hands, mix those together. Or another blend that I used this morning and thought this was amazing is Douglas fir, copaiba and frankincense. And again, you'll work in a similar way, working one at a time. Take off the lids, put a drop in your hand, make sure you've got all 3 together, and then rub your hands. And start to inhale taking some really deep, nourishing breaths. You want to encourage that breath all the way down to your seat bones. So you're really beginning to tune out the world out there and to start coming inwards. So taking those wonderful deep breaths with your essential oil. And if you're unsure which to choose out of, for example, those two blends, the geranium and the clary sage, they're flowers, they are herbs, they're very great for opening your heart and for clarity of vision, like your intuition. And then the other three that I suggested, the Douglas fir, copaiba and frankincense, they're trees. So they've got a beautiful grounding energy. So if you're feeling a little ungrounded, that might be an amazing blend for you. As well as being uplifting and connecting in terms of a deeper spiritual practice as well. Okay, so after you get hold of your oils, beginning to take 3 to 5 deep breaths in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Again, feel free to, over time, adjust this video to however feels, or adjust the sequencing to however feels more comfortable for you as you become more practiced with this. But I find that that's just those deep breaths with the essential oils are a really lovely way to start to come inward and come into yourself. Okay, now for the Kapalbhati breathing. This is a breath that's going to have you on the exhale doing a forceful exhale. So forget about the in-breath for a moment. I invite you that when you come to exhale, it's like you're going to imagine that you've got almost like your hand is going to press on this area around your solar plexus, and it's going to forcibly like push the air out. You're not literally going to do this with your hand, but what you want to do is get this part of your body, you're going to pull back towards your spine. So it creates this, and you can see from my hand here that there's that movement as it, if I'm just resting it on my belly, where my belly's pulling back towards my spine, then my hand begins to move. So you're going to do this for 36 breaths for 3 rounds. Like I say, I'm going to pause in between. And this 36 breath, you're going to focus on the out breath, and the in breath is going to naturally fill up. And it's going to be a fast moving breath, which is what can make you feel a little bit dizzy. So if you're building up to this, just do the first 36 breaths, which I will be counting, and then stop. And perhaps if you become more familiar and more practiced, then you can build up to doing the 3 rounds of 36. Okay, so let's begin. So taking an inhalation together and exhale. Sighing out. And now to begin the Kapalbhati breath. Turn your breath back to however feels comfortable for you. And just allowing that breath to return back to your natural rhythm. If you're beginning to feel a bit lightheaded, it might be where you choose to stop now. Or if you feel ready to, we'll begin again. So taking an inhalation together and exhale. And now let's begin. your breath to return back to usual. And if it still feels good for you, coming back again, taking an inhalation together, and exhale. Inhale and begin. And coming back to your normal breath, let it go. And just sitting with this for a while, perhaps bring your hands to your lap. You might feel the swirling of energies. I know I feel it quite up around my head at this moment in time. Sitting with it, allowing everything to fall back, drop back into yourself, integrate the new energy, the new vitality, that new pranayama that you've created through your breath. Beautiful. Good work. And if you feel like you would like to, then again, perhaps just cupping your hands over your face to take a few more inhalations from your essential oils. If you feel a little bit ungrounded, then look to come to one of your tree oils to help you with that grounding. And really feel into this energy that you've now created and look at where you can start to channel it. Choose where it is that you want to bring that energy into your day. Like always, if you have any questions or queries, do drop a message in the comments or direct message me. I'll always be happy to help. From my heart to yours, wishing you a beautiful day. Bye.